that relationship with your business teams, and how do you navigate that from a technology team to business team point of view?
I think this is a universal product manager question. The way we try to solve this problem in Porter is getting some frameworks in place. Maybe this can become a GAN kind of system, but I'll try to add it at Porter level. So as you rightly said, business has a lot of numbers to track, right? Their neck is on line because they are the ones who are committing those numbers.
Yeah.
So in my next plan, business has committed a number. Say we are going to grow by X, or our orders are going from X to 10X or 20X or whatever, right? And they actually give the P&L, which is going all the way to the board, right? So when business is responsible for giving P&L, they are going to be hard on them, right? Now, there is where the whole role of product manager lies in, right? So when there is people hard on one side, there is a lot of tech debt to be solved, or problems like whether the system can handle it, whether we are solving the right problems. Because when the business folks come really hard on us with requirements, they sometimes miss that vision. They sometimes miss that, I would say they have some short-sightedness, because they have a problem on their hands. They want it to get it solved, rather than trying to understand what is that quantum of the problem. It's like somebody is not able to onboard a partner in some city, they would suddenly pop up and say, oh, I need this feature in the app.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I've heard this phrase so many times.
Yeah, because that's a problem for him. That's a problem. He is on the ground. He's not able to onboard the partner. That's a problem statement for him. Maybe it's one of a case. Maybe it's a bug, but it doesn't matter. Maybe it's not such a huge quantum of a problem, right? So as a product manager, to make that person understand, to explain him how a product lifecycle works, and when do we solve a problem at a product level, or when do we build a product to solve for such kind of problems, is a huge plus point for a product manager, right? Communication is everything a product manager has to do, right? I mean, the primary part what the product manager has to do, it's keeping his stakeholders aligned to communicate if we are not solving that problem, why are we not? Instead of that, what are we solving? And if we are solving for that XYZ other problem, how is it going to help him? The example I gave, if I am telling him, see, bear with me for the next 2 months, I may not be able to solve your problem, but be rest assured that after 2 months, I will have a best-in-class onboarding system for you, where you may not even have to go on the ground.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You tell me which should I do first, right? So that is the kind of conversations we end up having. It's not as straightforward as I tell you. It's in closed rooms. It is war of war.
People management. It's not math. It's not engineering. It's people management, right?
It's people management. But the frameworks, since I was giving some stories, I went a bit deep. So the frameworks we follow usually is, the moment we have this commitment of numbers and the P&Ls that have happened, we on the product side try to find out those leverages which are available to hit that metric. For example, if growth is the metric, right? If we say we are currently doing some 50,000 orders and we need to grow for some 200K orders, right? So then we come into considerations where we divide the initiatives equally between product and business, right? Where business can solve for new cities, right? Which is it doesn't require scale. It requires, it requires more on-ground work to be done. It requires more service to be done, or on-ground marketing to be done, visibility, etc. Right? I can do a lot of ads, but even a flyer in one particular location makes a huge difference.
Yep, for sure.
We divide these kind of leverages among ourselves, and we take up those leverages. For example, in this case of new city launches, I'll tell them, I'll make a platform for you where on the click of a button, you can launch any city. You don't have to give me configurations. You don't have to wait for my team to be free and commit a date for you saying, ki, okay, after I give the configurations, maybe Apurva will come back after 1 month and say, ki, please give me 1 more week. We are still working on it. Right. The moment business tells me, no, we want to expand into 15 more cities, I may say, ki, okay, I have a leverage where I'll build a platform, which, I'll give you a front end where you just click the button and your new city is launched.
Yeah.
Right. So we identify these kind of leverages. Then since you want to grow, I'll make sure that every matchmaking I do, it is as accurate as possible so that the fulfillment percentage increases.
Yeah.
So these are two examples which I give. So once we have identified these kind of leverages, we have discussions, we have alignment with the business. They agree. As a product manager, you also have to own those metrics when you have those objectives in place. So once all the objectives are placed, then we go deep diving to understand what are the initiatives we can do to attain those metrics. So this is how we actually try to align the business folks. On the other side, when we go and speak to the tech guys, now it depends on what is the team size, what we can actually, though I have identified the leverages, I've committed the metrics, now I need to find what we can deliver. So we have to do a rough estimate of t-shirt sizing with whatever bandwidth we have, or request additional bandwidth, etc. So we also have to do a planning accordingly so that whatever we have committed, either we deliver or we come back to the tables again and say, this is what we can deliver. And we rehaul the plan. So this is kind of the stakeholder management which happens to make sure the business, product and technology don't lock ons at wrong points.